Seven people. Crowds, tech, and power. So the question that I ask myself is whether crowds have as much power as they once did. One of the things, I studied a little bit of history, sociology, and one of the major factors in change was utilizing and controlling the power of crowds. There was a great book, Crowds and Power, that I read a long time ago. I think it was by Elias Canetti. I think that was the name of the author. One of the things that comes up now with the importance of technology is that does that then undermine the power of a crowd, the power of a large group of people, let's say. I think there is an emerging group of people that are disenfranchised by the changes that are taking place in the economy, in the political system, in the balance of power. And what often happens in the past is when there is a large enough group that is disenfranchised, that loses their power, there is a massive power imbalance, that it corrects itself. There is a natural kind of pendulum swing back. So the question is, these people that are left out right now, do they have the power to change, to swing that pendulum back, or is this kind of a tidal wave of history that will leave them out and push them out no matter what they do, and they either disappear or are incorporated into this kind of this progression towards something new. I think there's definitely potential for civil unrest, but whether that would change anything, like for example, there was mass civil unrest. Perhaps I think it was the largest public march against the Iraqi war, second Iraqi war. Didn't change anything. I think in the past it was obvious that one man, perhaps not one man, but a group of people had the power to change a government, overthrow a tyrant even, and that no longer seems the case. Certainly not one man with a gun, with the technology that exists, drones and satellites. It's communication systems that the majority of people don't even understand. Any kind of action against those that hold the monopoly on power currently, any action would seem almost futile. An action against a drone, they just send another drone. The cost to that group that holds the balance of power would be very, very small. Do they exist in a position of strength where any kind of attack on them is almost inconsequential? So yeah, that's the question, I guess. Asking that question, it's really about technology and the fact that it has become magic to the majority of people that use it. The power behind it, it's kind of evaporated. It's risen and disappeared to a place that none of us can go, and none of us really understand. Either we get the effects of the power, but the cause behind it, and it's that cause that you need to act on in order to produce change. If you don't know the cause, you don't understand the cause, then there's not much you can do. It's like there's this great and secret show behind everything that is happening, and the majority of people are convinced that it's benign, and the majority just accept and enjoy it, and that's as it has always been. The question is there potential for a group of people to go against that and change it? I think there's a culture of spectators over agency, There's still involvement, but the involvement becomes just part of the system. It doesn't really change it. It may shift the direction by a fraction, but yeah, these kind of cultural and social and political debates, they rarely influence any kind of decision making. So the alternative is revolution. Is that possible? I don't think anyone wants to be that guy that says the principles of the past no longer apply, that everything is new. I think there's an arrogance, there's a blindness to that kind of thinking. I think certainly I would say that there is a doubt and a confusion about how individuals and groups can act with power and against power to influence our environment. And so, yeah, does an individual still have power? Does a crowd still have power? I wonder, has any technological development become so well controlled, so well understood and well controlled and effective in what it can produce that opposition to it becomes impossible? And I think in certain respects, certain technology has that power. It's like it's a tidal wave that you either go with it or you get destroyed by it. So technology has that power, but can humans then control that technology and take that power for themselves, for a select group of people? I'm kind of all over the place with that one, but that's okay. I think this second revolution may be no different in kind at the base. Perhaps its scope and depth is different, and the disruption it causes will dwarf all others. And that in itself has the potential to kind of drown out opposition, just given that it's just too big, too sudden, too dramatic. These things, although it's not complete and total, it's not that there is no opposition, it's that opposition is so hard that it becomes impossible to the majority of people. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.